I accidentally pressed stop on that video, but welcome back to the page. This is the second post continuing from Dunnotar into Stonehaven. Main John, Malcolm Burness, Martin Thomas MC, Mason James, Mason John, Mason Robert, Milne Helen, Mitchell Charles W, Moncrief George, Morgan Alexander, Morgan George, Morgan William, Morrison Alexander, Murray William, Mackey James D, McDonald George B, McDonald Murdo, McDonald William, McGregor John S, McHardy William C, Mackenzie William S, Napier George, Napier James, Nicol Daniel, Nicol John, Noble Andrew, Noble James, Perry William C, Perry Robert F, Rankin Robert, Reed George H, Reef George, Richie James C, Rob Joseph R, Russell John, Selby James M, Siv Wright William M, Simpson James. Duncan David, Edward Gordon, Ellis Gardner, Emsley Peter, Fraser James Sargent, Fraser William T, Carden John S, Cardner William, Geddes James, Galatley Charles C, Gibson Frank, Gibson Robert, Gillies James, Glennie David, Glennie Robert B, Glennie William, Grant George, Grant James, Karasik James, Gray George L, Cray R M Gordon, Craig Archibald C, Haddon Robert, Haddon William C, Hart John C, Herbert Hutch L, NSA Barwald, Johnston Robert, Keith John, Keith Joseph, Kissick John M, Knowles Andrew, Lees Alexander M, Lees Charles, Lees George, Lees Richie, Lees Robert, Leighton Duncan, Leaper George, and Lennox John. I can't remember if I've did this side. Adam James, Annadale Charles J, Annadale Fred N, Amer Alfred I, MC, Barclay Robert, Beatty George, Beatty William E, Blair John, Brecon John, Bremner James FM M, Brown Arthur, Brown James, Brown John, Brown William S, Burness James, Burnett William, Burton Alexander B, Cameron Donald, Campbell Alexander, Carr Arthur W, Christy Alexander, Christy Fred MM, Christy George AB, Christy James R, Christy John, Christy William, Christy William, Christy William, Christy William, Colley Frederick, Coleman William, Colvin Colin, Craig George, Craig Robert, Cumming James, Dallas William, Davidson George A, Davidson William, Desson Burnett, Dunbar Francis J, Dunbar Robert, Dallas Frank. Now all that names that I just called out, obviously these people gave up their lives for, they say for fighting for their country, but because obviously there was a war going on. And if you read it off, I feel like it's disrespectful unless I read all of it, because rest in peace everyone that I just called out, and thank you for your service, and thank you for giving your lives to the lives that we've now got, which are probably in jeopardy with the politics of today's world, but we'll leave that for a different content. There's different writings inside the stone as well. Crim visage and refused to be dismayed. 1914 to 1919, a tribute to the dead. They're dead. One by one, death challenged them. One by one, they smiled in his crim visage. And refused. Wow, I've never read that before. Kind of powerful. Shame. Sad. Rest in peace, everyone. You get a funny feeling up your spine. I'm not sure if it's the wind chill, but you know, so many guys read out there. It's at least a few hundred, I think. Continuing on from Dunnotar on my last video, so I'm going to have to put it up in two parts now. But the battery is still there, so it's all good. That's us just paid our respects to the war memorial, and we're going to head to... You can see that for miles, honestly, you can see it for miles. I'm going to head back down to Stonehaven. See, I've managed to entertain myself for the last hour and a half just talking to you, trying to show you some of Scotland if you're new to obviously the area and if you've ever got ambitions to go. A last minute video, last minute idea. There's so much content that I'm going to be uploading, as I said before in my first part of this recording, the Dunnotar walk I'll probably call it, Dunnotar to Stonehaven even. These little fences. In you come. Out you go. Ah, here you go. So there's more signs and stuff. Obviously this is a sort of... Scots accounted for around 1/5 of the UK's war dead in the First World War. Well, Scots were put in first. If there's anybody that can sort it out, send in the Scots. Seems to be the way these days. Less people, but fighting warriors. Celtic warriors. The Knights of the Templar. There's so much history here, honestly. People are friendly most of the time. I mean, when I say that, every place has got its struggles, you know, poverty or whatever. To be honest with you, the economy of late up in Scotland, a lot of places are closing down. My old town Aberdeen, and you know, there's hardly a shop that's left that's worth visiting really. I mean, don't get me wrong, visit, but you know, they do all these regeneration projects, they call it, and in my lifetime it's just like there's so much regeneration that's occurred already. My original primary school, first ever school I went to as a kid, toddler even, that's been bulldozed and changed into a newer school, so that's got no memories for me in terms of that's all in the past now. Now the town's had the gardens changed in Aberdeen, and you know, they did the Belmont Street all fancy and did all these things, but there's hardly anything for locals, apart from things like this that you don't have to pay money for. You can just come out here, go on a decent walk if you're capable and able. I know not everybody in life is mobile, like I said, which is why I'm doing this video. I'm going to show you some beautiful places and take you different walks. We'll do abandoned places, we'll do ghost hunts, we'll do all this sorts of stuff. But today this is just a video for the first time in a while onto my YouTube. Let's get the Stonehaven harbour in there. Woo! You know? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Happy already, singing away. Do 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 do. Do do. Don't even ask me what song that is. It goes to show you I'm happy. I'm doodling away to myself. Right, now we're on the left hand side of the harbour. If you're coming down the direction I'm headed from Dunnotar, You'll see the sign, welcome to Stonehaven. You've probably seen this sign before. Road closed, but it's good for your mountain bike. You can come zooming down here, provided there's no dog walking people or prams or whatever. Birthplace of R.W. Thompson, inventor of the pneumatic tyre. Beautiful Scotland Gold Medal Awards are winners 2009. I'll tell you, it is beautiful Scotland, alright. Welcome to Stonehaven, wherever you are. Right, people are screaming, having fun down there. Swimming in the swimming or floating. Must be freezing though. It will still be cold. Never a bench too far away. Never a bin to put your rubbish. Either too far away. Right, let's get this walk on. I'm glad that this is working out with the battery time, etc. Right, I can go down this way, but that takes you to nearer the garageway that can also lead you into Stonehaven, but I'm going to go down this way because this is the back. You can come right along the harbour front, etc. this way. So we're going to head towards that way now. This way, that way, that way, this way. It's all hills here. I'm trying to keep this steady as I can. Surprised my hand's not fell off yet holding this. This is getting recorded on a mobile. This is what I'm saying, I need to get my GoPro sorted out. Got all this plans now. Get some content up there. Show the people what they're missing. You know, this is all people's pubs and stuff down there. I think it's a hotel as well, so some people's the bars and stuff are at the front, but I wouldn't say it's like local pubs. I wouldn't say it's bars, you know. What's the difference? Well, a bar would be out food, I would say. So restaurantes, cafes, it's all here. What's this here? Right, never looked at this before, but we might as well, seeing as we're doing a video. Right. An old storage. Solid. I don't know what that is. Somebody probably knows. If you know, you know. You know? If you know, you know, you know. If you dinna, you winna. Because if you don't, you won't. There we go. Don't get me wrong, walking back up that way is pretty steep. Walking down it, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Right. He's talking to me. People will think I'm a nut job. A nut job as in whatever a crazy person's supposed to be these days, because I think the world's gone a bit bonkers. Some people define crazy as having fun. Yeah. You can never be too sensitive these days, you know. There's so many bandwagons rolling down the street sometimes. It's like anything for a whinge. A whinge in Scotland would be a peenge, and a peenge in Scotland would be the same exact thing, a cry, a moan. Whinging, you're peenging, you're moaning. Oh, guess what we're away to approach? There's a lane here. Takes you to the harbour anyway, but we'll go down the second one because I just noticed the name of this. Love Lane. Love Lane. Has somebody scored out? Lover's Lane. Let's take Love Lane. Oh, I think I've came to the back of the... Right, we're going out of Lover's Lane. That's to the back of the restaurants and stuff. Sea Cadets, Stonehaven. So if you know anybody who's joining the Sea Cadets or wants to join, there you go, here's a number and there's a time. Right, here we go. The bonny waterfront. The wee cottage houses. And the many benches. Wow, we can get onto the sand. Should I go for it? Yes, I should. Go on the sand and walk across, right? Is that safe? Is that safe? I'm gonna make it safe. Ugh. Right, shut. Jagged rocks, but we've got our DMs on. And we've got to avoid this green stuff because that's just going to slide. There we go. On the sand. Some building works happening there. The Marine Hotel. Shall we get close to the water? We'll get close to the water. So close you can touch it. It's a shame to see some rubbish on there, but I would pick that up. However, not today. You can maybe overdo it sometimes with being such a good citizen. Hello. You can be too much of a good citizen sometimes, and then before you know it, you're never getting home because you're picking up and fixing things and doing everything else. People in general shouldn't drop litter, period. That's my opinion. Don't drop litter. Simple. You don't do it. You know, it doesn't matter who you are or which country you're in, don't drop litter. Recycle, reduce, reuse. This is softer sand. Right, we might as well go along the harbour front. I hear them talking about Auntie Bessie's ice cream. Tell you what, it's never too hot or cold for an ice cream. There's the tall booth, but I think it's a dining venue now. The tall booth, proper seafood. Frappabow. Tollbooth Museum open, free entry. We're not going in. We'll leave the Tollbooth Museum for another day. A no torture device. If you were bad, you put your fingers in there and somebody would turn the wheel. Or so I'm guessing. Flowers. Benchy. Bin. Benchies and bins work fine. The two's like two peas in a pod, a benchy and a bin. Because you can sit down, have your lunch, and then put your rubbish in the bin. Put your rubbish in the bin. Like I'm walking around, nobody bothers you, you know, you get no bother here. You get no bother here at all. Thursday night, about 8 or 9 degrees. To me it feels like about 9 or 10, 11 even. It's definitely, this guy's in his t-shirt. It's definitely good weather. This is all this fancy metalwork. You'll see this if you're ever down in Stonehaven. It's like planes, boats. There's the plane. Metalwork. This one's a cracker. Viking boat. With a hornsman. Must have took somebody hours and hours of welding to be able to do that SpongeBob. Hours and hours of welding. Loads of time. I don't know what this is here, but I imagine Moses or somebody. It's maybe the scripture for Christ. Look at that. Or it's came off a grave somewhere. Solid. Bin. Put your rubbish in the bin. Keep nature clean. Weird story that. Killed the captain and then hijacked the ship and sped it back to Stonehaven to see his mother one last time. It's amazing amount of work, is it? Look at all that. Actual net. Net's one of them materials, it's just indestructible, is it? Sorry. Thank you. Everybody enjoying the day out? Walking away.
Rhythm of it, yeah.
don't mess about. There we go, back on our step. Right, so that was the walk all the way from Dunnotar Castle to the Stonehaven beach front. In general, you want to give yourself about half an hour, 40 minutes if you're in no hurry. You've got these binocular things that obviously lead you out to see certain parts, and you can see for, I wouldn't say miles, a few hundred metres. Benches everywhere, a fine chipper in the distance, right at the back, an ice cream parlour, leisure centre, bowling green, caravan site. Cute dog, lasso up, so. Aye, this is good for your health. What I'll do is I'm not going right to the end, but I'll go to the end and into the market square, and I'll end the video there for today. Thank you very much for watching. You know, I was hoping to entertain some people today with this walk, and to be honest with you, it's entertained me entertaining you, if that makes sense. It's given me something to do. Lots of river works happening here because Stonehaven used to have a habit of flooding. There's the beast from the east, Mr. Seagull, and Mrs. Seagull. "20 minutes walk if you're a fast walker." I've took my time today. I've went down to the castle, followed the steps down. I've walked all the way along the cliffs. I've went and visited the War Memorial. I've called out all their names to pay respect. Oh yeah, lovely day. Can't believe it's coming back again, the sun. You two have a nice one. You know, a couple of old people sitting there enjoying the weather. You never know, people might have nobody to talk to, so that's why I always make an effort. Some, you know, the people to talk to, the ones you just walk past. Town centre, that's where we're going to go. Homemade ice cream sweetie shop, Giulianato, 12 Evans Street. I recommend it as well. Great ice cream. You've got Auntie Betsy's, or I can't remember now, but that's really tasty ice cream as well. And they've got a bucket and spade. Pinky Promise. There's a waterfront cafe just down here. I've been in there for a full breakfast with my father once, and I really enjoyed it. It was nice to sit there watching the beach bit. From Stonehaven to all of you around the world on YouTube, thank you once again for coming onto my page, and like I said, keep your eyes peeled because there's going to be lots more content. Royal Deeside, Braemar, Ballater, the West Coast, Ullapool, we're going to get it all up here. As a man who likes to adventure and travel, you know, there's a lot of good things to be had in the great outdoors, in sports and fitness, in life. There we go. Right, we'll skip the lights. Bruce Lee. There we go. Right. Stonehaven Square, Market Square, High Street, car park. The Market Bar. Greg's. Made in a bank. Cars, car park. McCarty's Butcher. Lazarus Pizza. Co-op Supermarket. Too many shops to name. So once again, thank you for watching this video. Dunnotar walk to Stonehaven. Dunnotar Castle visited. Keep an eye on this channel because, like I said, I'm going to be posting a lot more content, a lot more interesting things to my life. And I'll have the equipment all up to date soon, so there'll be no issues with quality of videos. And I'm probably going to cut it just at this curb. Have a nice day, folks. Welcome to Stonehaven. Welcome to Scotland. Peace and love for all the people around the world. Enjoy your spring or summer or winter or whatever season it is. And have a good time, because you only get one life. Chris Hardy, over and out.